This is going to be a quick walk around tour of the inside and outside of the completely redesigned 2024 GMC Acadia Denali. Be on the lookout. I am also doing a driving impressions video and also a full walk around of the Acadia AT4. Here's what you need to know. It is bigger and wider and taller and longer than Denali has ever been. It is going to have all of the upscale premium features inside that you would know, love, and expect from a Denali trim level. And it does have a new engine under this hood. And I know it might be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to jump into it and tell you all about what's new and what you need to know about this brand new Denali. So let's do it. If you're new here, I'm glad you found me. Hi, I'm Jana, and I give real mom car tours. I am a boy mom, auto enthusiast, and I'm an Aquarius, which means my life and sometimes these tours are a little bit chaotic, but they are fun. So buckle up and let's get back to it.
Let's start in the front. Under the hood, you're going to have a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's going to make 328 horsepower. Okay, that hair is stuck in my lip gloss. It's going to make 328 horsepower and generate 326 pound-feet of torque. A lot of people are going to say they don't want a turbocharged 4-cylinder. I'm going to say I would like to have a ponytail. Let me do that. Hold on. All right, I hear you. Some people don't love a 4-cylinder. I get it. However, I am driving this just to prove or to, I guess, illustrate that it is capable. We're taking a water ponytail break. Lord help me. Here we go. This is just about to pop off. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, y'all. 328 horsepower. Son of a freaking biscuit. Good gravy train. Okay. Oh my God. Pound-feet of torque. I think I told you this grill, it's bigger and bolder and boxier. It should remind you of truck DNA, like the Yukon and like the Sierra. It just feels more substantial. This Acadia is 10.6 inches longer, 3.2 inches taller. My phone is almost blown over twice. 3.2 inches taller, and it's wider. I'm so frazzled right now, but it's substantially longer, taller, and wider, which is going to give you a lot more room in the cabin. And they moved some things around, shifted some things to give you both more legroom and more headroom, more of a usable third row, and more cargo. They're calling it class, best in class cargo behind the third row. Couple things to note. I have 20-inch wheels on this particular car. However, for the first time ever, you can get 22s on Denali, and you're going to have a suspension that is tuned for those wheels because the sidewall being smaller and the way the tire is, you still have to have a really, oh my gosh, they still want you to have a really comfortable ride. So they have a suspension that has been tuned for the package if you choose 22s on your Acadia Denali. And I can put more information about that if I've completely blown it. But I think you get the point. For the first time ever, you actually get a choice because I would get 22s all day. I like the way they look and how they set off the side profile. Let me just show you the back. I told you those LEDs. You can kind of see those. I'm going to step on the brake and hope my phone doesn't blow over just so you can see kind of how it looks. And my turn signals. You've got your Denali badging, and you have a quad exhaust. And one of the engineers said this was loosely inspired from the cousin, far down the line cousin, the Corvette C8, because that has a very similar quad exhaust. And I will just bring you in to look at that. See your Denali badging, and you can see that forklift that is giving me a fit. Oh crap, let's just take a pause. You have the option to get a 16 speaker Bose sound system in Denali. You have beautiful accents throughout. Your seats are both heated and ventilated. Of course, they are leather. And you have a choice of what kind of leather you want. This is open pore, dark stained, real wood for those accents. And your dash is trimmed in leather. You also have a camera in your rear view mirror. a beautiful pano sunroof. And I think it just looks really beautiful. Keep in with the B. You've got a 15-inch color touchscreen and a portrait. So let's turn the rear off and then we'll turn the front up. So your rear climate's off, that's fine. Let's go back to our display. You can actually customize this display. Let me close this door. Okay. 2 cup holders. Okay. Wireless charging pad, little area for storage. You still have buttons pulled out here if you want them. This is where I was telling you, you control your lights and your lane keep button is here. I think that's lane keep assistant off, turn off. Okay. You also have other functions here, like your head-up display. You control your lights. This is very similar to the technology that we have in the new Traverse. You can do drive and park, traction control, lane assistance, shows you where we are, and you can toggle this around so it looks like you want it. Like you can just have the nav. Obviously, you can pair your phone, and you have the option to have 9 different cameras. And they all are HD surround view cameras. So this shows you what's behind me. There's my little phone stand. This gives you a trailer hitch view if you're towing or trailering. This gives you a nice side view so that you're not curbing your rims, especially if you've got 22s. And that looks down on your hitch, like at the ball, at the trailer, I should say. Versus this looks down on your hitch, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but work with me. Basically, this is your hub. It has built-in Google Voice Assistant. And you control your Super Cruise here. You have an 11-inch fully digital display, which is customizable. And a ton of storage underneath this armrest. This is a camera that your Super Cruise is going to use to make sure that your eyes are on the road. This will light up green when Super Cruise is engaged, and you engage it by using these buttons on your steering wheel, and you can move your speed up or down with this button. This is your voice assistance, and you have Google Voice. Google, what's the weather?
Oops, something went wrong with the connection. Try again.
It worked 3 seconds ago when I did a short form video. The weather's nice. Let's see. You have the electronic gear shifter has been moved up on the column, which has opened up all this space, and that's how we have the pass-through and a large armrest area. This 11-inch driver display is all digital, and we have a really big head-up display, and it's always hard to show those, but it's there in case you can kind of see it, I hope. There's a head-up display. You also have ambient lighting, and I wish I could show you this at night because it is one of my favorites, but you have all these choices of ambient lighting, so you can just set the mood and customize what your vibe is. Today, this is definitely me. Some days I'm feeling more blue, yellow, red's good. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna leave it at hot pink for the next person. The other thing I really like about this screen is that it's customizable. You see here in this layout, you can switch what you want to show up in this box. So if I want my trip information, if I want it Google, but I probably want my audio there. And you can move these around and change them. A couple of things I think you should know. The second row has really good legroom, great headroom. My vents are up top, as are reading lights. Your 2 cup holders are on the back of this console here, and you can control your climate here. You have a control for your passengers' heated seats, and there's also an additional cubby or storage area in the door. I don't think it would hold like a big kid's, metal water bottle, but I think it would hold a plastic one. These seats do move up and back, so they are on rails. And the best part, the absolute best part for families, is that these seats have a car seat tilt. And let me tell you what that means. You touch this button, And if you have a forward-facing car seat installed, you should not have to uninstall it in order to get people into the third row. And I do have a car seat in another Acadia, and I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. Okay, I've got a forward-facing car seat. Really quickly, I just want to show you. This is a different Acadia. I've been in 1,000 of them. But if you, let me see it, pull this handle, your car seat, the seat is going to tip and slide and get out of your way so that you can access the third row without jumping through hoops of fire. And it's really easy to use. You have 2 sets of lower latches like I showed you in your top tethers. And let me show you, this is what it looks like. A lot of people don't know how to use their top tethers. This seat's pretty far back. That's not set for me, it's set for somebody else. But it can be done. And this is what it looks like when you put your top tether on. So I showed you the other one was a power adjustment. This one is a manual adjustment. And then these seats on rails, so they can go up and back. Let me just show you that one more time for the cheap seats. Okay, so I moved it all the way in the back position. I think the front one's okay. All right, so we got baby in the forward facing and then tip and slide. That looks a little more realistic, doesn't it? So we're not bashing baby's head. So you don't have to uninstall that, and then people can get right into the third row with no problems. And while I've got you here, not only does it look good and it can haul your family, but it can haul your family to the lake. And you have all the cameras so you can see what you're doing, which is wonderful. Tows up to 5,000 pounds, which I told you. And the best part is, if your Acadia is equipped with Super Cruise, you can actually tow a boat hands-free. And I've done it. And it's pretty wild, but it's pretty awesome. And I'm just going to jump back in the third row so you can see what's going on. You have 2 cup holders over here and a USB-C charging port. Another 2 cup holders over here with the same USB-C charging port, so it looks the exact same on both sides, which is great if you have kids like mine because they want the same amenities. Your vents are up top, which I do like because you can really get it aimed on you. Your reading lights are up here. One of the things the engineer was telling me, and I think this is really important if you have people that are riding with you that tend to get car sick or motion sick. Normally the C-pillar, what they call it, I'm going to bring you out to show you this, and then I'm going to bring you back in. This part of the car right here is called the C-pillar. When I close the door, I think it'll make sense. This is called the C-pillar, and normally this piece of metal would be about here. And that would impact the amount of headroom you have in your third row, because a lot of the HVAC stuff, engineering, mechanical, wires, blah, 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 are kind of housed. They have to come up from somewhere, and that's where they come in. They move that back. And because they did that, they gave you this larger piece of glass so that when you are inside of the brand new Acadia and you're sitting in the third row, you can look out this window. It's a pretty wide window. And the thought process is that with more visibility, you're less likely to have problems like motion sickness. I'm certainly not a doctor or an expert, but it does make sense to me. And while I'm in the third row, I will tell you that you would install a car seat with one of the 3 top tethers. This is a 7-passenger vehicle. So 3 here, 2, and 2 is all of your configurations. And that is what, little POV here, here is what your middle seat looks like. Okay, so for those that don't know, South Carolina sweaty is like a whole nother sweaty that you just don't understand. So I'm in the third row sweating my ass off. You have 3 headrests, and we do have somebody who's approaching on the left side. Did you hear that beep? It was somebody on a bike. Here are your cup holders that I told you about with your USB-C, and you can see you have them over here as well. And up top, can you see you can see the vents. See how this is scooped out for more headroom. And I'm even in the middle seat. It's not bad. And if you need to get out of the third row, I'm going to show you how to do it. You can let yourself out. You just touch this button. The car seat will tip and slide, so you hopefully have a little bit more graceful exit out of the third row. I'm going to be a little bit nitpicky. I love this car. It feels very premium. It feels very upscale. I would like to see the option to have ventilated second row seats and heated third row seats. Palisade does it. I think Telluride does it. Grand Highlander may at least have heated and ventilated in the second row. I think at this price point, I would like heated and ventilated in the first 2 rows and at least heated in the third. I know I'm being super picky and specific, but if I had my druthers, I also would love to see built-in sunshades. And I think you've seen me show those before. It's the ones that you just pull up and clip, and they're built in. And I think it really helps when you have kids in car seats. Other than that, I love the fact that this is flat and you can walk through to get to the third. I love the fact it has a car seat tilt. There's not a ton that do. I love the fact that you have 2 sets of lower latches and 5 top tether anchors for your car seat install. And I love the fact that every single seating position has a head restraint or a headrest. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of the 2024 GMC Acadia Denali trim level. It is premium and it is capable, and I've had a great time driving it this week. All mistakes are my own. Sometimes I do make mistakes. If I catch them in editing, I try to put something on the screen. You're welcome to say something in the comments. Be nice. I'm somebody's mama. If I'm your vibe, subscribe. It helps creators more than you would know, and you can find me all over social media. I am on TikTok and Instagram, and I even have a website, realmomcartours.com. And be on the lookout. I have another video coming out that I'm going to actually do tomorrow where I drive the Acadia AT4 and I do some really fun trail driving. So check me out, and I guess that's it for now. Thanks for watching.